Hey everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is Wednesday, May 20th. So you can see here we had a up day in the market, but pretty much all the indexes pretty choppy throughout the day. Really, the SPY didn't really make much headway one way or the other after it gapped up. NASDAQ did a little better. Dow did a little better too, but for the most part, fairly choppy day on all the indexes. You can see here S&P pretty choppy. And if you look at some of these indicators, internal indicators, lots of new highs, very little new lows. Still lots of stocks below their 200-day, but all moving above their 50. So we're kind of trending back into a bit of a bull market internally, even though we seem to be chopping. And let's take a look at some of these indexes here. I think it'll become clear what's going on in the market. So you can see here, let's start out with the transports, which we usually do, big sell-off. And then we came back up, bit of a pullback and then a bounce. And we've pretty much been chopping in a range here. So you can see after this last push, we're just kind of stuck in this range here. And I think that's, maybe we are going to break out. I think that's something we need to watch out for. The economy is slowly starting to open back up. I think people are pretty optimistic about what's going to come next. So you can see here on the transports, RSI's trending up. Stochastics are trending up. MACD looks like it's gone positive. So I'd be watching for a breakout here in the next, during this rest of this week. Of course, we're coming up on a long weekend, so it'll be a shortened trading week next week, getting through most of the earnings. So, and on the yields, I like to always look at the yields here. We've got really pretty choppy price action. Tried to get above the 50-day here on the yield and did a bit of a pullback. So I'm going to be watching that. This 20 moving average is kind of curling up here. Everything looks like it's kind of strengthening up here. So maybe we'll get a continuation move higher on the yield and the TBT, which is the way I play that. The Dow, let's just look at the dailies. Let's see here. This has been a pretty constructive last 5 days. So we had this pullback, and then we had the pop up on Thursday, sort of a bit of a continuation on Friday, and then a big gap up Monday, bit of a pullback, but didn't make. It was an inside day for the most part, and now we had another higher day. So you can kind of see here we're making a series of higher lows over the last week. Volume's not particularly good, but RSI turning up. Stochastics definitely indicating we're going higher. And I would be looking for another continuation move. You can kind of see here we're right at resistance from this prior high, the end of April. So I'd be looking, next move could be 25,000 on the Dow. And then we've got obviously the 200-day moving average as a next possible target. Let's look at the IWM. Again, here's, we're back right up near this prior high. And we've got a bit of a gap to fill here. So next stop could be 141, 140, well, 141. Then we've got the 200-day, 147. Volume building here. All the indicators are pointing that we are going to go higher on this, on the IWM, which is the small caps. The Qs, look at this, we're just breaking out here. Technology leading the way, and everything, all systems go here. And let's just take a look at the SPY. SPY actually had a pretty nice day. It was up 1.5%, 1.67%. Again, looks like we've actually broken out here, and of course the 200-day is really close here. It's right at 3,000. Pretty darn close. Yeah, did a bit of a pullback towards the end of the day. Volume was not super strong, but again, all the indicators are pointing to the fact that we will probably break the 200-day, and then the next stop could be 3,100. I've had a lot of trading in this range. You can see the volume here that's all happened in this range, pretty significant. There is a fair amount of overhead resistance here. Lots of buying and selling went on up here, so there's going to be a lot of overhead resistance around 3,100 probably. But yeah, it's everything's looking like everything's pointing to the fact that the markets could be going higher. The dollar weaker today, so you can see here again, but we're kind of trapped in a range. And of course the VIX, it looks like if we do continue to go higher, of course the VIX will continue to drop. We've got the 200-day moving average right there, and that could be the next place we see some support on the VIX. Again, let's take a look at stuff. I'm just watching gold again, threatening to break out, just trying to break through this ceiling here, 1775. We had a bit of a lackluster day, not a lot of activity. Volume was pretty low. Boeing is really just kind of keeping an eye on this. It's really looked like it was trying to break down here, popped right back up. With the market inside day to day, not a lot of volume or not a lot of price action, and pretty light volume too. So GLD again gapping, going higher here, breaking out. I'd be watching GDX or GDXJ. Chinese internets popped up here. Looked like they were. We had Baidu that came out, some strong earnings, and got right back up to this prior high here, and then we rejected it today, well off the lows of the day on volume. So kind of interesting price action. I haven't heard much about any more chatter about Chinese tariffs and another trade war, but that's always kind of brewing in the background here. LABU played that on Friday, got that nice gap up on Monday, did a bit of a pullback here, came right back down to this Friday high, and then we bounced again, but it kind of looks 20's crossing the 200 here. Something to keep an eye on, but it is up into some area that there's going to be a lot of overhead resistance. mRNA, big pullback. There was some questionable stuff that went on there, according to some people. Released some test data on the virus vaccine, and then people started looking at what they released, and they kind of thought it was shy on actual numerical data, and then they quickly did an offering for $76 a share as they took advantage of that pop. So a little bit of a maybe not sure if that was kosher or not, but silver's been super strong. You can see here it's been I've had some silver in one of my Canadian accounts, and but it's really getting extended from this. I'm sure if I threw up the Bollinger Bands, it would be up in the third standard deviation, and you can see here RSI is really stretched up to 80. It's been some great volume, and stochastics really looking a little bit overbought here. So I'd be expecting a pullback, but I would be looking maybe to add back on this if we got back down to the 200-day. Square had that downgrade on Monday. All that was an opportunity to buy it, and of course it just has taken off. Again, really light volume comparatively speaking today. TBT, again, we're just trying to hold on to 16 here. I'm just hoping that expecting this is going to maybe make some higher lows and maybe start to push through this 50 moving average. TNA is the way to play that small cap IWM. If you're thinking it's going higher, we could be breaking out, and then 30 could be in play. And natural gas, just keeping an eye on that, but it's just struggling to get any kind of traction. Oil looks like kind of interesting. Had another strong day today, gapping up a little bit. Went out close to the high of the day, so oil, keep an eye on that as the economy starts up. Start using more oil. Demand will come back in, and that's part of the equation. This demand side has been really weak, but maybe as the economy starts to get rolling again here, with all this stimulus, people are expecting this really to start to ramp up. So it's always a good indicator of economic activity, the oil trade. And again, we talked about VIX. VIX and VXX is the way to trade VIX. It looks like we could be continuing to break down here. So anyway, overall, it just still looks like the markets are continuing to stay strong, and weakness is being bought up. And you can see here, this was something I talked about on the weekend, XLE with the oil trade. Looks like it's going to break out here too. So again, nice, let's just see here. Draw a quick line. You can see we're, as long as we, could be a bit of a ascending triangle. I don't know, I'm just playing around here, but looks like it's gonna break out and head higher. We've got this this gap to fill here at 42-ish, I would say, and then yeah, we've got the 200-day at 49. Maybe this level here, 46-ish. So it looks like XLE is going to be good if we continue to get some opening in the economy. The other one that's been good is the communication sector. Obviously, with the new reality, you can see it's just it's been on a steady climb since the bottom here, and it looks like you know, we could be up for another couple bucks here in the near term. So weakness could be bought on this XLC as well. That's it, everyone. I hope everyone's had a good day and a good evening as well. This is my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. And that's it. So we'll, as usual, we will be in the room in the morning, 8:30 Eastern Time, for the pre-market show with Norm and Carlos. They will go over stocks in play, look at specific levels, and build a watch list, and then we'll jump on and start trading the market when things open up in the morning. And hopefully we'll see you either in the pre-market show and continue to join us for the open. So have a good rest of the evening, everybody, and we'll catch you later. Bye for now.